Hi, thanks for purchasing and taking part in these online yoga sessions that I'm providing. So just a couple of bits of guidance when you're doing this at home, making sure that the area that you're using to do your yoga in is as tidy as it can be, or if there are any objects like a coffee table or a sofa that can't be moved, or a lampshade above you, just making sure that you're aware of where those objects are and you're adjusting as you need to. Also as well, make sure that you're feeling okay before doing yoga. So if you're feeling ill at all, or you've got a headache, cold, or whatever it might be, if you're not feeling quite right, then maybe delaying doing your yoga practice until later in the day or another day. Take all of my instructions that I give you as guidance, so if it doesn't feel right or if there's any pain or discomfort, then only coming into the posture to a point that it's comfortable for you, or you can choose not to come into the posture, or you can choose to take a break as you need to. I will offer options and modifications to some of the postures, but if they don't quite work for you, then feel free to make further adjustments that seem sensible for your own body. So thank you for joining in and enjoy. So we are feet hip width and extending up tall initially, at least. Allow the chin to drop slightly. Close the eyes. We'll take some intentional deeper breaths in and out, just a few rounds. So really allowing that chest to expand, the belly to press out. And then allowing your breath to come back to its natural rhythm and natural flow. And noticing how your body responds to your breath. So that's the movement of the chest, so the expansion and contraction. Maybe there's a slight sway in the body as that action of expanding throws the balance slightly, and then the body corrects to hold itself up. And maybe from those few deep breaths in, you feel slight tingling sensation in the body from that oxygenated blood, or maybe there's you feel a little bit warmer from those deep breaths in and out. And then just gently leaning forward slightly so you feel the toes gripping into the mat, holding your balance, keeping you upright. And then we'll come back to center and shift a little bit of weight to the heels. And then coming forwards again, feeling the toes grip. And coming back to center. And again, we'll shift a little bit of weight to the heels. And then back to center. And we do once more forwards and back. So we're leaning forwards, feel the toes grip. And coming back to center. And then once more shifting a little bit of weight into the heels. And then we'll take that weight to the outside of the right foot and forwards to the little toes, and then across the toes to your left foot outside of left foot. Shifting it back round to the right, so just gently shifting the weight around in this circular action. hand in the opposite direction. And then we'll come back to centre. And then from here we'll open the eyes. We'll do some forward folds and back up to standing with the breath. So we'll deep breath in and extend up again. And as we breathe out, we're leading with the chest coming forwards, head hanging, arms, shoulders relaxing, pausing at the bottom, bending the legs if you need it. And then as you inhale, we'll slowly roll up. And when you're upright, shoulder blades drop back. And again, we'll breathe in, extend up. And breathe out, leading with the chest coming forwards. And inhale, slowly rolling up. And we'll do that once more. So we breathe in, extending tall. And breathing out, folding forwards. Pausing at the bottom. And inhaling as you roll back up. Shoulder blades back. And then we'll interlace the fingers above the head. So you extend up and then coming over to the right. And back to centre. Extending up, over to the left. And we'll come back to centre. So once more on each side, so we're extending up tall, over to the right side. And then back to centre. And once more to the left, extending up and over to the left. And then back to centre. Allow the arms to come down, stepping the feet a bit wider than hip width, and we'll just loosen up, allow the arms to swing through from one side to the other. And taking the arms a bit higher. And then just allowing your arms to drop down, and we'll step to the top of the mat. So we're feet hip width, we're extending up tall. And we'll come into chair pose, so we take a bend in the legs, raise the arms up. Striding back with your right foot to lunge position. So the heel is off the mat. Right hand to left wrist, and we'll take our back bend. So we're leaning back, taking the gaze towards the ceiling. And then we're going to fold forwards from here. So the hands release, we straighten the left leg and start to fold forward. So the hands can come down to your leg, or maybe you're comfortable to get a fingertip on the ground. Pausing here a couple of breaths, and if you can, or imagining the head sinking down, maybe the hands shuffle down the leg a little bit if you've got them on the leg. From here we're going to come into our lunge twist. So we're going to bring the left knee forwards above the ankle and then take the right arm across outside of left leg and left fingertips reach towards the ceiling. And then from here we'll transition to warrior two. So we want to be facing the other way, turning the right foot out, right arm behind, look forwards over the left hand. And then to triangle, so we straighten the left leg, so there's a slight reach extension forwards, left hand down, inside of the left leg, right fingertips to ceiling. And then reverse warrior. So as we come up, the left knee moves forwards, right hand down behind, raise the left hand up and look up towards your left hand. From here we'll transition back to our crescent lunge position. So we're pivoting on the ball of the back foot, so you're facing forwards again, raise the arms up, right hand, left wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And again we'll fold forward, so we straighten the left leg. The hands, maybe they're coming to the leg initially and shuffling down the leg. And as you're breathing out, just seeing if you can allow the body to relax, maybe get a little bit more stretch and challenge into the back of that left leg. And then again to our lunge twist. So the left knee moves forwards above the ankle, right arm across outside of your left leg, left fingertips reach to ceiling. And then we'll transition to warrior two. So we're coming up, arms are to the side, turn your right foot out, right arm behind, look forwards over the left. And then to triangle, so we straighten the left leg, reach forwards, left hand down as you bring your right arm up, right fingertips to ceiling, so chest, body sideways on, nice straight line from the tips of fingers of one hand to the other. And then reverse warrior, so left knee moves forwards as you come up, right hand down behind, we turn the head to look up towards the left hand. And then we'll transition back to lunge again, so we go through this little sequence once more, pivoting on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms up, right hand to your left wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And then we'll start to fold forward, so we're bringing the hands down, straightening the left leg. Steady breath. And then to our lunge twist, so the left knee moves forwards, right arm across as you reach left fingertips to ceiling. And then warrior two, so we're coming up, we're turning the right foot out, right arm behind, looking forwards over the left hand. Straighten your left leg, reach forwards through the left fingertips, left hand down, right fingertips straight up. And then we'll come back to warrior two. Reverse warrior. So the right hand down, raise the left hand up, look up towards your left hand. From here we'll make our way to downward dog. So you're bringing that right hand round, taking both hands down to the mat as you come to downward dog. Shoulders move forwards, we'll come into plank. And then we're going to come all the way down onto the mat. So we pop the knees down, bring the body down, and we're coming into Sphinx pose. So that's where we've got the forearms down in front and looking forwards. So if you notice any discomfort in the lower back, it might be that you shuffle the forearms a little bit further away, or just take a moment to come into what's a relatively comfortable position for you. So what we're going to do from here, and I think we've probably done this before, is we'll press the forearms and knees into the mat to take the bum back. So pressing down through the forearms and knees to take the bum back. Allow the head to hand gaze to the back of the mat. And then we'll come forwards again, so the thighs, the hips come down as you take your gaze forward. And then we're pressing through the forearms and knees to press the bum back. And then we'll come forwards again, taking the gaze forwards. And then we'll do that movement once more, so you're pressing back. Shuffle the forearms back towards you so you can make your way to hands and knees. And then from here we'll come to downward dog. Curl the toes under, pressing the bum back. From our downward dog, we're going to make our way to our lunge position again. So we're going to lift up the left foot, bend the left leg, bring your left foot forward, and then coming up. So we're hips, chest, facing forwards. We'll take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, we'll turn to the right, arms to the side. And then we'll come back to centre, raise the arms up. And then we're going to fold forwards, arms down, and fingertips point behind, and inhale as you're raising up. And then breathe out, turning to the left, arms to the side, back to centre, raise the arms, and then folding forwards, arms down, fingertips point behind, and inhaling, coming up. And to the right, arms to the side, and back to centre, raise the arms. Folding forwards, arms down, fingertips point behind, and then inhaling as you come up. And then once more to the left, back to centre, raise the arms. And we'll step the right foot forwards and we'll come to standing. And we'll run through all that again leading with the left. So if we come back to the top of the mat, we're extending up into chair pose, bend the legs, raise the arms, and left foot back to lunge. So we're hips, chest facing forwards. And then we're leaning back, left hand, right wrist, gaze to ceiling. And then release the hands and start to fold forward. So we straighten the right leg, hands coming down. Maybe the hands shuffle down the leg. Maybe you're able to get a fingertip on the mat. And then to our lunge twist. So the right knee moves forwards as you take your left arm across outside of your right leg. Right fingertips reach to ceiling. We'll transition to warrior two. So as we come up, turning arms to the side, turning the left foot out, looking forwards over your right hand. And to triangle, straighten the right leg, reach forwards, right hand down, bringing that left arm up, left fingertips to ceiling. And we'll transition to reverse warrior. So the right knee moves forwards, we come up, left hand down behind as you turn your head to look up towards your right hand. And then back to lunge position, so pivoting on the ball of the back foot, got both arms up. We'll take the left hand to the right wrist above and lean back, gaze to ceiling. And then as we come forwards, straightening the right leg, bringing the hands down, head hanging. And to our twist, so the right knee moves forwards, left arm across, outside of the right leg, right fingertips reach up. Transitioning to warrior two, so we come up, turn that left foot out as you turn left arm behind, look forwards over the right, straighten the right leg, reach forwards to triangle, so the right hand down, left arm up, left fingertips to ceiling. And reverse warrior, right knee moves forwards, you're coming up, left hand down behind, turning your head to look up towards your right hand. And we'll come back to lunge position again. So pivoting on the ball of the back foot, raising that left arm up, left hand, right wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And then we start to fold forwards again, so we're straightening that right leg, hands come down, head hanging. Right knee moves forwards as you take your left arm across outside of the right leg, reaching right fingertips to ceiling in our twist. And then transition to warrior two. So coming up, turning the left foot out, left arm behind, looking forwards over the right. And we straighten the right leg, reach forwards through the right fingertips, right hand down, left fingertips come up to ceiling. And then we'll transition reverse warrior. Right knee moves forwards as you come up, looking up towards your right hand. We'll make our way to downward dog. So that left hand comes round, right hand comes down to the mat, to downward dog. And shoulders forwards to plank, all the way down onto the mat. Coming into Sphinx pose again. So forearms down, gaze forward. And again, we press forearms, the knees into that, so your bum lifts, goes towards the back of the mat, the head moves towards the mat. And then coming forwards again, so the thighs and the belly come back down as you take your gaze forward. And again, we're pressing down to lift the bum, press it towards the back of the mat, the head is hanging. And then coming forwards again, taking the gaze forward. And then once more pressing the bum back. And then walking the forearms back towards you and then pressing up to hands and knees. And returning to downward dog. So from downward dog we'll come to crescent lunge. So we lift up the right foot, bend the right leg, bring right foot forward. Your left heel is up as you raise both arms up. And from here we'll take a deep breath in. Breathe out, turning to the left arms to the side. Inhale back to center, raise the arms. Breathe out as you fold forwards, arms down, fingertips point behind. Inhaling as you come up. Breathing out to the right. Inhale, center, raise the arms. Breathe out, folding forwards. And inhaling, coming up. Breathe out to the left. Inhaling back to the center, raising the arms up. Left foot forwards to standing. We'll bring our hands together in front of the chest. Deep breath in and out. And then inhale, take hands up. Breathe out as you fold forwards. Inhale as you lift into a flat back. And then hands down and back to plank. All the way down onto the mat. Extending your toes, inhale as you lift your chest. Breathing out as you come back down. Curl the toes under. Press up and back into downward dog. And step forwards and fold forwards. Inhale, coming up, hands together above the head. Breathing out as you come down. And inhaling as you come up. Breathing out as you fold forwards. Lifting into flat back. Hands down, back to plank. All the way down. Extending your toes, inhale as you lift. Breathe out down. From here, 2 hands and knees. And a few rounds of cat-cow. So we tip pelvis back. Back arches, head drops. Inhaling as you tip your pelvis forward, take your gaze forwards. Breathing out as you tip your pelvis back, head drop. So just a few gentle transitions from one position to the other. Pausing in a flat back position, extending your right leg so the toes are on the ground, gently pressing into your right heel, and we'll slide that right foot to the left and going over as far as you can so that when you look over that left shoulder you're really aware of the stretch down the right side of the body. And then we'll come back to center, slide the left foot away. And again, toes are on the mat, gently pressing into that left heel. And then we'll slide that left foot over to the right again as far as you can, looking over that right shoulder so you're aware of the feeling of stretch down the left side. Back to all fours. Do that once more on each side, extending the right leg, right foot to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Returning to all fours, extending the left leg, sliding left foot to the right, looking over the right shoulder. And then we'll come back to an all fours position again. We'll take the knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heel, sliding the hands out in front. So the fingers are spread, the hands pressing forwards. And then inhale, lifting up, so we keep the arms straight, bring shoulders forwards, take the gaze forwards, breathe out as you come back down. And we'll continue this movement for a few rounds of inhaling, coming up, and breathing out as you come back down. And pausing when you're upright or in an all fours position, and we'll come to seated cross-legged. So we've got the legs crossed, hands on the knees, extending up, and we'll bring the chest forwards, fingertips down, head hanging, and maybe you're able to shuffle fingertips away in front. Steady breath. And then walking the hands back to press yourself up and changing the cross of the legs. And again, extending up first and then chest forwards, fingertips down, head hanging, walking the fingertips away. And then walking the hands up. Press yourself up, right hand across to your left knee, raise the left arm up, so we reach up to the ceiling, reach over the top to the right side, and then coming back up, switching sides, so left hand, right knee, reach up and over, so you're reaching over to the left side, and back to centre and switching. So right hand, left knee, reach up through the left fingertips, reach over the top. And then back to centre, and once more with the left hand to the right knee, reach up through the right fingertips, reach over the top. And back to centre. We'll come to lying down, legs bent and feet flat. So we reach down with the fingertips catch, backs of the heels, and allow both legs over to the right side. And we'll keep them on the right for a few breaths. And then inhale, centre, breathe out to the left. Keep them on the left for a few breaths. And then inhaling back to centre, and then breathing out to the right, and gently from one side to the other for a few rounds. Inhale, centre, breathe out down, inhaling up, and exhaling down. Pausing when you're back to centre. Have a go at happy baby, so we're lifting feet up if you can. So the arms come on the inside of the knees, reaching for the outsides of the feet. If you can't quite reach the outsides of the feet, we can take the shins or maybe the ankle. So the soles of the feet are facing up to the ceiling, and if you can, we'll just gently rock from one side to the other. So we've got that slide with the hands on either the feet or the shins, just drawing the knees down towards the ground. And then we'll come to a stop. If you can, we're going to work towards straightening the left leg. So if you struggle to keep a hold of the foot, you can take your hand to your shin. And then bending your left leg, straightening the right leg. And bending your right leg, and again we'll straighten the left. And bending that left leg, and once more with the right. Bending the right leg, popping the feet down onto the mat, and we'll come into relaxation. Closing the eyes for a few moments. Allowing the body to relax and stop. before you get on with the rest of your day. And then taking some deeper breaths, bending the legs up and getting your feet flat, rolling to one side, press up to a seated position, and we'll close the eyes, bring the hands together. So thank you all for making time for yoga. Thank you for joining in. Namaste.